The National Basketball Association is a league that is full of amazing statistics, unforgettable memories, and exceptional individual and team accomplishments. Having said that, buried deep inside the illustrious history of professional basketball are a few truly unusual and strange truths, some of which even the most devoted fans may be unaware of. Here are some of the strangest facts about the NBA that you have probably never heard before. The number of titles won by Mario Chalmers is greater than that of Larry Bird. During his storied career, Larry Bird was one of the finest forwards who ever played the game. He led the Boston Celtics to 3 NBA titles during his time with the team. Nevertheless, despite Bird's Hall of Fame resume, Mario Chalmers, a former point guard for the Miami Heat, actually has more championship rings than Bird does, with a total of 4. Chalmers was a supporting player for the Heat teams that won back-to-back championships in 2012 and 2013, as well as in 2006, giving him an advantage over Bird by 1 championship. It is an odd truth about the NBA, but it goes to demonstrate that winning titles is not everything. Manute Bol held the record for having the greatest standing reach. With a reach of 10 feet and 6 inches, Manute Bol holds the record for the longest standing reach in the history of the NBA. To put that into perspective, that is higher than the rim. Because his arms were so much longer than the rest of his body, he was able to block shots without ever having to get off the ground. Bol was one of the best shot blockers in the history of the game thanks to his incredible wingspan, which was more than 4 feet longer than his height. Because of a peculiarity in his physical makeup, he was truly one of a kind as a player. Scott Skiles holds the record for most career assists in a single game. The vast majority of NBA fans are under the impression that Hall of Famers such as John Stockton, Magic Johnson, or Steve Nash are in possession of the record for most assists in a single game. Surprisingly, it was a former NBA journeyman named Scott Skiles who established the record with 30 assists in a game that he played for the Orlando Magic against the Denver Nuggets in the year 1990. It was always known that Skiles was a cerebral floor general, but he was never considered a top player, which is why his single-game assist record stands out as a peculiar NBA fact in retrospect. The player who came in last place was only 5'3" tall. Muggsy Bogues, who stood only 5 feet 3 inches tall, spent nearly a decade playing point guard in the National Basketball Association, despite the fact that he was visibly undersized even for the position. Between the years 1987 and 2001, he played for the Washington Bullets and Charlotte Hornets in the NBA, and showed that a lack of height was not a disadvantage when it came to heart and desire. Several photos shows Bogues' head just barely extends above the backboard, which is a testament to his little stature. The fact that he played in the NBA despite being the league's shortest player ever is one of the most fascinating things about the game. The total value of Scottie Pippen's rookie deal was less than $1 million. Even after accounting for the effects of inflation, Scottie Pippen's rookie deal would only be worth about $2 million in today's dollars if it were still in effect. It is amazing that Pippen signed for less than $1 million total in his first NBA deal, including incentives, considering that he went on to become a 6-time NBA champion and a vital sidekick to Michael Jordan on the Bulls. However, he did both of those things. He severely underplayed his monetary value, which led to contract troubles later in his career. These concerns originated from the fact that he was paid so much less at the beginning of his career. It was one of the best deals in the entire history of the NBA. Shaquille O'Neal released a rap album in the past. Shaq was not only a dominant player on the basketball court, but he also had dreams of being a successful rapper. Shaquille O'Neal, better known by his stage name Diesel, released his first rap album, titled Shock Diesel, under the stage name Diesel in 1993. In between his rookie and second NBA seasons with the Orlando Magic. There were songs on it with titles like I Am Outstanding and I Know I Got Skills. Even while it is not considered to be one of the best rap albums of all time, it revealed an additional peculiar layer of Shaq's one-of-a-kind personality and his popularity outside of basketball. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar was a teammate of Magic Johnson and Larry Bird during his time in the NBA. Due to the fact that they faced off against each other in 3 different NBA Finals matches between the years 1984 and 1987, Magic Johnson and Larry Bird are considered to be two of the greatest rivals in NBA history. Amazingly, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar played on the Lakers with Magic Johnson during the 1985 and 1987 finals against Bird's Celtics teams towards the tail end of his career from 1975 to 1989. This made him a teammate of both Bird and Kareem, two of the all-time greats in the game of basketball. After finishing his career with Magic, Abdul-Jabbar, then 37 and 39 years old respectively, contributed to titles with him before finishing his career alongside him. Because of his great longevity, he was able to successfully bridge multiple eras, which is both remarkable and unusual. The paralysis of Maurice Stokes was the impetus for the whiplash injury. The Cincinnati Royals' great Maurice Stokes was playing in a game in 1958 when he sustained a spinal cord injury that would eventually lead to his paralysis from the neck down just 2 years later, when he was 26 years old. Oscar Robertson organized games in which the revenues were donated to Stokes, a hospitalized forward whose jersey number 44 had been retired by the Royals team. Robertson did this to assist Stokes financially as he battled quadriplegia. The tragic ending of Stokes' life served as inspiration for the plot of the movie Hoosiers, in which Gene Hackman's character suffers an accident that puts an end to his playing career. It also served as a peculiar real-life counterpart for the quadriplegia that the superhero Whiplash suffers from in Marvel movies. Pat Riley earned a point despite the fact that he did not participate in the championship game. Pat Riley became an assistant coach with the Los Angeles Lakers during their dynastic era in the 1980s after retiring from playing basketball. Pat Riley, coach of the Lakers, sought to get in the box score during Game 4 of the 1987 NBA Finals versus the Boston Celtics, despite the fact that the game's fate was already known. As a result, he received a technical foul and went on to make the subsequent free throw, cementing his place in history as the only individual to ever score a point without actually participating in the NBA Finals. In the midst of Riley's adjustment to his new role on the bench, there came an oddly humorous scene. At the age of 44, Vince Carter is still active in the game. At the age of 43, Vince Carter made a total of 5 appearances for the Atlanta Hawks, becoming the oldest active player in the history of the National Basketball Association in the process. Carter has spent 22 seasons playing in the NBA. Even though it was just a symbolic farewell tour, it was nonetheless strange to watch Vinsanity clocking minutes in the NBA more than 2 decades after he first started playing there. Carter outlasted several of his great contemporaries, including Tracy McGrady and Allen Iverson, to attain the remarkable milestone of continuing to play professional basketball closer to the age of 50 than the age of 20. Hadis Scott of the Miami Heat, who passed away in the middle of the game. During a home game on December 27, 1994, between the Miami Heat and the Denver Nuggets, the Heat introduced their brand new mascot, which they dubbed Bernie. In spite of this, disaster struck when Bernie suffered a heart attack and slumped dead on the floor, while entertaining fans in between quarters of the match. After his humiliating and inexplicable death on the court, which was broadcast around the NBA, the Heat quickly removed any and all references to the short-lived mascot from their franchise's history. It was a moment that would go down in league history as both notorious and blackly comical. Unusual happenings and peculiar facts are partly unavoidable when examining the extraordinary histories of people, teams, and the NBA as a whole. The not-so-common knowledge serves as a reminder that for every appearance or achievement, no matter how incredible it may be, far stranger NBA results have taken place, and this knowledge can range from physical oddities to bizarre on-court experiences. What do you think of our video? Let me know in the comment section below. If you enjoyed this video and want to hear from me again, be sure to hit that subscribe button before you go. Thanks for watching.